Ahoy, sailors!
Ahoy.
Ahoy! Hello, welcome back to the pod. My name is Manny.
My name is Sean.
And together we form the most incredible podcast ever,
The
Moss Podcast. Ahoy, yes. We are rejoicing. No. We're
Rejuvenating?
rejuvenated and in the afterglow of our virgin voyage.
Yes. Our voyage aboard the Scarlet Lady.
The beautiful Scarlet Lady.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She was a beautiful fucking ship.
She was beautiful.
Beautiful. Inside and outside. But yes, welcome back to our... Get lost it there. Welcome back to another episode of the Moss Podcast. Today, we're excited to bring you a Saturday edition, which may release on Monday, but you really didn't need to know that because, yeah.
Right. I was like, why are you telling them our business? But anyway, continue on.
But thank you once again for joining us. If you're new here, welcome.
Welcome.
If you're always with us, thank you for your continued listening and support of the Moss Podcast.
Yay. Welcome back.
Welcome back. How's that song go?
I know what song you're talking about, and it came in my mind for like a second, and then it left. But I know what you're trying to sing.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. If you're new here, we do this a lot. So if you're looking for a very scripted, on-the-line podcast, you're in for a wild ride. Today's drink of choice is not Cayman Margarita.
Is it because you don't have any?
It is because I ran out, yes. And we're having some Gloria. Gloria's Mexican margarita.
I'm sorry. Where did that Gloria come from? What song is that? Or you were just saying Gloria?
I was just saying Gloria.
Okay.
You know?
I thought you were giving me the Mariah Carey Christmas.
Oh, yes, that's what I was doing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Rewrite history. Rewind.
Rewind. This is actually good. It's just not as good
As a Cayman Margarita.
as a Cayman Margarita.
These are strawberry, right? Or watermelon?
This is strawberry,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
Does it taste like strawberry?
I'm not sure what it tastes like. Yeah.
I'm not sure either. You know what it's not?
A Cayman Margarita.
No, a Virgin Voyages strawberry margarita.
I mean, that's true. It is not.
I would ask you how you've been, but we've been on vacation, so
Yeah. So I've been great. Actually.
Yeah, so have I. Very unstressed, unbothered.
So we're jumping straight to
Yeah, so we're gonna go into
the
issue on the table. So yes, the issue on the table this week is not so much an issue, but we want to bring you a full recap of our Virgin Voyages
experience.
You're supposed to do it one more time.
Experience.
Okay, never mind.
Wait, like
It was like experience. A little ASMR for you.
No thanks.
So we figured we would dedicate a whole episode because this was new for us, Virgin Voyages. And also, it might be new for you. Like, a lot of people are curious about Virgin Voyages. And there's millions of YouTubes out there, but I think we may be the first podcast. I'm probably wrong. But
Probably
we're the
not.
first podcast I have seen providing you with a full recap experience on Virgin Voyages.
Yeah, so we're gonna break it down.
Come on, get down, baby.
Not how that song goes.
I know. This is come on, get up. Well, I changed it, okay?
Okay.
Damn.
So we're gonna break it down into different sections for you, give our opinions on things, tell you what we liked, what we didn't like, and why you should or shouldn't try Virgin.
Right. But let's set the table first. Like, you need to know this is an adult-only cruise line.
Mm-hmm.
to leave your children at home.
No children's.
No children's, except the ones working down with the Devo.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. I'm sorry. If you have kids, love them, adore them, cherish them. They will drain you dry of money. But they are not allowed on Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
And that to us was amazing.
It was definitely a positive. If you didn't know, we usually cruise Carnival. We have been on one royal ship, but for the majority of our cruise life, it has been with Carnival Cruise Lines, and there is an abundance of children.
Abundance.
Usually causing havoc in some shape, form, or fashion.
Destroying the ship.
Running amok. No
destroying the ice cream machine.
Oh my God, I hate that so much. Just pulling on the lever. Ice cream is everywhere. Now you got to wait for somebody to come clean it up, or the machine is broken. Like, annoying. But there was none of that on Virgin.
Sure as hell wasn't. I think further setting of the table, we must say that Virgin Voyages is a very inclusive cruise line.
It is very inclusive. It is very LGBTQ plus IA friendly. It is very diverse. You'll see diversity in not only the passengers, but diversity in the crew as well.
Yes.
Most cruise lines, we see a lot of Filipinos, but there was a lot of Brazilians on board. There were
people from Orlando.
People from Orlando. There's many different races, shapes, sizes, creeds, tattoos, piercings, like across the board. Like their crew is
snapping because that was refreshing.
Yeah, the crew is very diverse, as well as the clientele.
Yes. So Virgin Voyages is inclusive, and they would love to see anybody and everybody on board their vessel except them kids.
Right. With that being said,
you need to leave your homophobia, your bigotry at home. That is not welcome on Virgin Voyages.
And just, this is spoiler alert for future in the episode, but don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an asshole, period. Like, Virgin Voyages want you there. They're inclusive. They're welcoming to anybody. But if you're going to come on board with your bigotry, hatred towards races,
toxic masculinity,
and hatred towards gays, and don't book it. You're going to be upset. Don't book it. And I'm not trying to take money away from Virgin Voyages, but I also don't want you to be pissed off.
I mean, if you don't take that as a warning, and you decide to go, then you get what you get. But if you do go, don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. And don't fuck it up for the rest of us that enjoyed it.
Right.
Because I was talking to Sean this morning about this. And our podcast was born around the dinner table, but we were having breakfast. And I said, I have never been on a cruise and felt so at peace, because I felt like I saw people that are like me. I saw different races. I saw different shapes, different sizes. It just felt a level of comfort. And I have to say this too. The sailors, as they call them, they do not call them passengers or guests. They're called sailors. Anybody you encountered in the hallway from a sailor standpoint was like, good morning, good afternoon. Hey, how are you? How are you? On Carnival and on Royal, we experience when you have those one-off conversations with people, they're very awkward, or they just turn their head down. They don't say anything back to you. Everybody on the elevator is looking down, unless they're fucking drunk off their ass. Then they may talk to you. But I didn't feel that on Virgin at all. I felt like we were all on this ginormous, expensive yacht we all rented together.
Yeah, I didn't get most of the passengers or sailors were very friendly. I felt like everyone was there to have a good time, and they understood the assignment. And we just, if you see someone, you say hi. People will start random conversations. I don't know. It was just the vibe. It's a whole vibe.
It's a whole vibe from the moment you get there. So We're going to start with embarkation. And if you're not familiar with cruising, embarkation is the process to board the vessel.
Ship. Yes, I think that's important because I know we had a listener who the last time we did like the Mardi Gras review, we kind of lost him because he's never been on a cruise before. So if you haven't been on a cruise before, we will explain to you what these terms mean so that you have a better understanding of it.
So again, embarkation is a process to get on board.
Yeah.
Much like a airport terminal, you get dropped off at the terminal.
Yeah.
You check your bags. Now, this is where things change from a normal cruise. As of right now, Virgin doesn't send you to print your bag tags and all that before you get to the port.
Right.
Everything is done on their app, which is for a millennial like myself who likes apps and technology, and Sean, we thought was fucking amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about printing your bag tags. All of that is handled once you get to the terminal. Once you get to the check-in desk, like they handle, like you do all your check-in on the app beforehand, all your safety information, putting in your passport number and all of that good stuff. And then when you get to the port, you basically give them your passport and your name. And
well, let's back up just a bit.
Okay.
So we drop off our bags. The porter puts the bag tags. They tag it right there. Boom.
Right.
Done. They usher you in. This terminal is new, and we've been in the brand new Carnival one. And this terminal was beautiful. Like, I have never been into a cruise port where I was like, damn, that was nice. Beautiful. It's modern. It's luxurious. As soon as you walk in, there's a very welcoming sign. It says Ahoy Sailors.
Yeah, it says Ahoy Sailors.
And you go up and then you arrive into the embarkation side, which is in an airport would be like your check-in counters.
Yeah.
They have a line if you've done everything on your app. I'm not sure why you wouldn't have done everything on the app before getting there, and then they have a separate line if you haven't done your documents. We got ushered in. Let me tell you, this was the quickest embarkation we have ever experienced.
It was so quick. Plus another plus. So, like most cruise lines, you are assigned a time to check in, or you can pick a time to check in. Mm-hmm. Usually, when we are doing Carnival embarkation, there'll be people there that are either there like before their time, after their time, whatever, and they are clogging up the line. And instead of, Carnival telling these people, hey, your check-in in time is at 2, mm-hmm. It is currently 1:05. The people will usually argue with them, and then Carnival will usually let them in or whatever and won't send them to the episode online. And that we learned that doesn't happen with Virgin. If you are given a check-in time of 2 p.m., that is your check-in time.
Right. And it's not a matter of pissing you off. It's a matter of that's how their operation runs. And when you compare it to Carnival, it's like allowing more people to come in before their time creates a bottleneck.
Right.
And then the security line is all the way outside the terminal, which is crazy. So that's great. One thing to also know, if you're a cruiser, I don't know what other cruise lines might do this, but traditionally most start embarkation at like 10-ish. They depart by like 4-ish.
Right.
Virgin is not that. Virgin is a cruise line that leaves later in the evening, which means embarkation starts at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the evening or afternoon, not the evening. So that's important to know because they're in Miami. And if you're traveling, it gives you a little bit more flexibility.
It does.
I didn't know how I would feel like about that, but I think I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was nice to not feel like you had to get up early, real early, rush to get to the port to make sure that, because you never know what traffic is. Right. And then making sure that once you got to the port, park, get your bags taken care of, then getting in that large security line or check-in line. Like, it's a whole ordeal.
Right. We usually go the day before, right, if it's like Miami, because we don't want any issues. So once you go to your check-in stand, they will give you your wristband. So again, if you're a cruiser, usually you get a key card. I think Disney may use tap technology. I'm not 100% on that. But they give you this real cute thing you put around your wrist, which again, I wasn't sure how I would feel about it because I'm like, it's going to be something on my fucking wrist the whole time. But it was non-intrusive. And once on board, I was like, this shit's amazing. The little wrist thing. And you get to choose. Well, we didn't get to choose, but my sister got to choose between Ahoy Sailor. It's written on your little tag. And then Feeling Naughty.
Feeling Naughty, Ahoy Sailor, Let's Make a Splash.
Let's Make a Splash.
I feel like that was another one, but I don't remember.
All right.
Because we got Ahoy Sailor.
Right. So regardless, it's cute. And it just wraps around your wrist very nicely. And that is considered your room key, and it's considered your onboard purchasing mechanism or your reservations. If you have reservations, it's tied to that. So we got that. Then we were ushered through security very quickly.
Very quick.
I believe we went up another escalators, and then we were into the boarding terminal.
Right, which they were already boarding.
Yeah, so there was no need to wait in the terminal. But if you're trying to conceptualize it with an airport, same thing. It's the gate area of the airport, essentially. You take your bracelet, you tap it, which I like this. They do it before you even cross the gangway, which is considered the jet bridge at an airport. Whereas Carnival, and I believe when we went on Royal, you scan in when you're getting on the ship, which bottlenecks that. And then the gangway is backed up. It's a mess. So I like that. I thought that was a good, why not just tap in before you get on the jet bridge gangway? So you walk through, and then you finally start approaching the main entrance deck. And it's just a feeling of like they're excited to welcome you on board.
Yeah, usually there's two of the happenings cast, which we will also explain, outside of the doors welcome you in. And then once you get inside, there's even more people welcoming you. Yeah. And there's a DJ playing, and you walk right into like where the ice cream station is.
They have like the megaphones, and they're playing like sirens when you're like it gets you hyped.
It's all a good time. One of the first things I noticed when I walked on board is how it smelled.
Oh, it smells like a spa.
It smells like a spa, like
the entire
everywhere.
Ship. Yes. And I don't know if that's because there ain't no kids in there, but
I don't know. It smelled amazing.
It smelled amazing. So that was the embarkation process. Seamless, smooth. In our 19 cruises, maybe this was our 20th. I can't remember. Yeah. I have never experienced an embarkation so seamless in my entire life. And the fact that we had to actually bag tag our bags there versus doing it at home.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. It was super. We had originally, I guess we didn't mention this. They allow you to book your restaurant. We can talk about that in restaurants. Let me not jump too far. Okay. So from there, we went to our cabin. Something other cruise lines should take note is we talked to one of their crew members who was on the elevator, and we're like, are you like on this elevator every day or not? He explained that on embarkation day, they put a crew member on every elevator with a tag to get the elevators to move faster. Like we wanted to go to deck 14, boom, he tapped us in, we went to deck 14.
Yeah.
In most cruise lines, you're fighting for a fucking elevator.
Yeah, most of the time when you're doing Carnival embarkation, everyone is, like I said, it takes a while to get through because you're scanning once you get to the ship. Mm-hmm. And then people are mingling around, trying to take the elevator to the Lido deck for lunch because that's what they tell you to do. Go on up to Lido, have lunch. Your room will be ready at 1, usually is what they tell you. Yeah. So people aren't trying to go to their rooms necessarily, but everyone's trying to get on the elevator to go up to whatever deck the Lido is on, and elevators are full.
Right.
And there's a line.
Right. So I thought that was a great touch. It kept the elevators moving. The whole cruise, I never really waited for an elevator that long.
Yeah,
but
it was very rare that we waited a while for an elevator.
But I thought having a crew member on every elevator was a nice touch because it moved people.
Yeah.
Versus if they just let them freestand, it would probably stop on 6,000 different floors before it even got to where it needed to be.
Right.
So we went into our cabin. We had done a lot of YouTube research on a cabin.
We had. Shout out to Vacation Vibes and some of the others that we've watched.
So again, your tap little piece is what you open your door with. So we tapped in, and once you open the door, the curtains open, the lights come on very slowly. Some space music starts playing.
It's very dramatic, y'all.
It was super dramatic. If you follow us on TikTok,
great bougie way.
Yeah, if you follow us on TikTok, we posted the entrance. But it just felt like I was on something I couldn't afford. That's how I felt when we went into the room.
I thought the room was very nice. It's very spacious. We had a sea terrace, and I don't know if it's the larger one. I think it is.
We did get
the larger. Okay, so the sea terrace is a balcony room. So we had a queen size bed, bathroom, plenty of closet space with lots of storage, balcony with a hammock, 2 chairs and a
Hammock's
table.
Included in your sea terrace, or if you're another cruiser, it's just your balcony, normal balcony.
Just a normal balcony. But the hammock was amazing.
And the hammock did not cost more, did not. Mm-mm. We did get a little bit of a bigger room because my sister's bougie. But
don't blame it on that.
But the hammocks are included, I think, in all balcony cabins.
Yes, I did read there is a chance that there may be a chance that you might not have one. I guess it depends.
Right.
Maybe not every single one, but for the most part, all of them have hammocks.
Right. And the hammock is amazing. I never thought I'd enjoy it, but
I was able to stretch out in it, and I'm 6'1", and I loved it.
Yeah. The cabin itself is amazing. Some people have said it looks a little IKEA-ish. I didn't get that vibe. I got modern. I got sleek. I got everything in this room is functional.
Yeah, everything has a purpose. One of the things that many people have talked about, in the room, you get a tablet. And on the tablet, you can control the room lights, you can control the TV, you can control service. So if you need your room cleaned, or if you need extra towels or room
laundry
service, like you can do it all from the tablet.
Yeah. Like one night we ran out of water, and it was 10 o'clock at night, and I felt guilty, but I pressed it and they came. And they brought 2 things of water.
Yeah. So it makes things so easy. It's super simple. You control the room temperature from there as well. Mm-hmm. Like everything is on the tablet. You can change different lighting settings. It was really smart. Yeah. Technology wise, the room is filled with tech.
Yes.
One of the best parts is on the front of your door where you tap in, there's a doorbell. So no one has to come knocking on your door. On the inside of the cabin, right to your right as you walk through the door, there's also a button there. There's one that's for Do Not Disturb, mm-hmm. which will turn the light on the outside of your door red, which the cleaning people will know then not to come knocking on your door. You don't have to put that little paper sign on your doorknob.
Which is annoying.
Which is annoying.
Because if you're already in bed, you're like, damn, did I put that on the door or not?
Right.
And then you got to open the door. At least from your bed, you can look, you're like, yep, it's red.
Yeah.
It's red.
And if it's on Do Not Disturb, if somebody rings the doorbell, it won't ring in the room.
Right.
And then below Do Not Disturb is if you want your room clean, you can press that button and it will turn it blue. Mm-hmm. On the outside of your door so that your room steward knows that you want your room cleaned.
Yeah.
I thought that was genius.
Yeah. I thought that was great. Like anytime you didn't want to be disturbed, you just press that. No need to put the card on it. Your card might fall. At least here, there's no children to rip it off your door.
Right.
But it's just simple touches like that just make things more modern and efficient.
Yes.
In my way. We didn't have any issues with the closet. It was smaller than what we would experience on Carnival. But they had some nice touches in there. Like they had baskets so you can put like your socks or your underwear, whatever.
Yeah. And there was like 4 drawers.
Yeah, 4 or 5. There was hangers. I thought there was plenty of space.
I thought there was plenty.
It was a nice closet. The bathroom was no smaller than any other cruise line I've experienced. It almost had the same setup as the Mardi Gras.
Almost.
I think I did think they did the shower better.
Yes, I agree.
Because the door opens inwards.
You can open it inwards or outwards.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah.
Now I have to go again. Anyway, it has a full rain shower head, which I was in heaven. I was just like, ooh, water just splashed all over me. But they also had a handheld if you wanted to use the handheld for whatever reason. And they also had a really nice shelf in the bathroom, in the shower, where you can put, like, if you had face wash or you brought your own products that you needed. It also had some hooks. So if you're using
a sponge or a loofah.
Yeah, tools. We like tools for showers. You can hang them from there, which when I've been on other cruise lines, this is inclusive of Carnival and Royal, I felt like I didn't have anywhere to put my sponge that was functional. They also provide shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, which we use because we hate taking things we don't need. But if you have your favorite product, go ahead and bring it. So the cabin to us was 10 out of 10. Like, loved it. It was fucking clean. Clean. There was 4 mirrors in this room, and I couldn't find anything. I was trying to find some dirt, but I couldn't find dirt. So sparkly, clean. Anything else on the cabin?
No. What?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I love the lighting.
Yes.
Because there are so many different settings, but like if you are just laying in a bed, there's like an ambient setting where it's not bright light, it's just giving you a little bit of light.
Yeah.
Helps you kind of just get in the mood for going to sleep. And I love that the controls were on the tablet, but the controls were also right by the bed. So like if you wanted to just reach over, you could just turn the lights off. Yeah. Like you didn't have to get out of bed to do it. Right.
Plenty of charging ports, USB, micro SD, whatever Apple uses. There was plenty, and they were near the bedside too, so it wasn't like you had to plug it in at the dresser and then get up and whatever. It was there.
Right.
They do have a fridge if you needed a fridge. And like I said, they bring water every morning. Fresh water in these canisters because Virgin is built on sustainability. So plastic water bottles are a no-no. And I will say some of the best water I've drank at sea.
Yeah, the water was delicious.
Yeah. I don't know if it goes through an extra reservoir of purification process, but I'm like, this tastes good.
I don't know, it was good.
So that was our cabin experience. I think if we talk about service, we can just embed that through everything.
That's fine.
Y'all, service.
We'll
talk about it, but goddamn, service was a private yacht. I felt private yacht shared with some of my closest non-known friends.
So unlike other cruise lines, Virgin does not have a cruise director. Most cruise lines you go on, you'll have a cruise director, and then they'll have a team of, I don't know what to call them. People.
Carnival, they're fun squad.
Fun squad, yeah. So those will be the people that will run like the social things that happen on the cruise, such as karaoke or trivia or blah, blah, blah. So with the Virgin, instead of having a cruise director, they have what they call the happenings cast, and it's 13 of them.
Yes.
So you're bound to run into one of them.
It's 12 or 13?
The diva said 13.
Okay, we'll go with her.
So you're bound to run into them at some point during your voyage. There's a food guy. There's Patrick, the balancer. Like they each have like a nickname that goes along with what they do. Steven the gamer. He usually hosts trivia. Patrick hosts a multitude of things. I guess is why they call him the balancer. There's
an artist,
the art girl.
Yeah.
There's
so many.
They each have a title. They each do something different. Sometimes they may be running things together. You just never know. You'll see them around the ship, and if you go to do different activities, you'll get to know them. We made connections with a couple of them.
Yep.
We had great interactions with most of the crew that we dealt with. And the more that you interact with them, the more they'll interact with you. They will, treat you like a friend. Like, they want to know about you. They want to get to know you. And that kind of happened with us throughout the voyage.
Yeah, I never felt it was forced conversations with their happenings folks, or even just in general, anybody on board.
None of the service people.
Never felt a forced conversation. Like, it felt they genuinely wanted to have a conversation with you.
And the thing about everyone that for the most part, everyone that we ran into service-wise, whether it be a waiter or server, a happenings cast member, a singer, a dancer. Everyone genuinely seemed happy.
Oh my God. Yes.
And, we had a conversation.
No, we had a conversation.
We don't
want to put anybody on the spot.
Yeah, I'm not putting anyone on the spot. I'm not going to say who. We had a conversation with, we had a conversation with multiple ones, and they were just like, the cruise line treats them like adults.
Right.
And basically, I could see that. I could see that they were happy to be there. They were happy to do their job.
Yeah.
And we see that they get the time off that they need, because you would see them about being off, having dinner or whatever.
Yeah. Or even in the restaurant, they'd be like, hey, I'm going on my break, but so-and-so is going to take care of you from now forward. And I was like, oh shit, they get a break in between. This is fucking cool. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, on other cruise lines, you can see them working breakfast in the morning and they're doing lunch and then dinner. Or they're working on Lido in the morning and then they're serving in the restaurant in the evening.
Right.
So genuinely, the crew looks happy to be there. If you are a cruiser that thinks crew does not belong in spaces where passengers are, this might not be the cruise line for you either.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people would think that, or why crew can't mingle or use the same services that us as the passengers are. I thought that was cool. Like, I'm like, yay, they're actually allowed to experience. They fucking live on this boat.
Right. So they should be able to use the amenities as well.
Right.
And another thing that I loved is, like, most of them were able to wear whatever clothes they wanted when they were off.
Yes.
So they may still have their name tag on, but maybe they want to put on shorts and a tank top.
Right.
Because it's hot. Like,
yeah.
I understood that. And they're all very professional.
Very professional.
And another crew member that we talked to told us, like, when they eat in the crew mess, they eat right alongside officers. They eat right alongside the captain. Like, there's a hierarchy there, obviously, because you have a manager, you have a whatever, but they are all treated the same. Right. There's no different food service for officers and the captains away from the cleaning people.
Right. Like, she was telling us, this person told us, you can sit in the crew mess to eat, and the captain could sit right next to you and spark a conversation.
Right.
There's no stripes.
Right.
You will see no officers on board Virgin Voyages.
Unlike we see on other cruise lines.
They're there. Obviously, like, there's a hierarchy of manager, supervisor, subordinates, but nobody wears stripes. And from what I've been told, the captain doesn't wear the regular captain attire. Shirt, pants. That's it. And that grounds, I think, their crew to feel comfortable and then provide that stellar service that we experienced on the ship.
I agree. All right.
So going into entertainment, we talk a little bit about the happenings crew. The entertainment on Virgin Voyages, some have described as weird, odd. Didn't know what the fuck was happening. Some didn't like it because apparently they just like Broadway reviews on a cruise ship. I don't fucking know. But let me tell you this. And Virgin is not paying us a damn dime, let me tell you this. The crew in these shows were some of the most talented individuals I have ever seen perform.
Yeah. Like we said, we've watched a lot of YouTube reviews on Virgin, and a lot of people have seen these shows and talked about them and how different they are from what you usually get on a cruise ship offering. And I will agree, the shows are very different.
Yeah.
But they are also very good.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm not bashing, Carnival, because I feel like their entertainment has been stepped up from what it used to be back in the day. We got
one booked in September, so we ain't bashing them that bad.
Right. But I will say, like, their playlist productions, the shows are good, but most of the time there's like one, maybe two good singers. And you got 6 people up here singing and dancing. And it just takes away from the show sometimes when someone is singing and
They're reaching for that note they can't reach.
That note is out of their grasp, but they are trying to get to it. And when I tell you, the first show that we went to was Ships in the Night, and this one guy was singing, and my God, he had an angelic voice. I could have just watched him all night.
Yeah.
But on top of the fact that the dance crew was there and they were right along with him, and there was a storyline going on, like, that show was amazing to me. And it kicked the cruise off for us.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, where have I been this whole time? Like, his voice, when he started singing, I was like, oh, damn, we're in for a fucking treat.
Right.
But then I was like, oh, God, please tell me there's not going to be another 6 people trying to sing over him. Because that's what happens on other cruise lines.
We're used to.
He was the lead. Everybody else was action, theatrics, dancing. When I tell you this group of men and women, wow. Wow. And another thing, diversity. There was all shapes, colors, and sizes up there on that stage, and I was 100% here for it. When you think of other cruise lines, yes, the dancers, singers might be of different ethnicities, but there's always a focus, and I hate to say this, on one particular height, one particular body type, one particular color. And we're not trying to make this about race, but when you see the diversity, for me, it just brings me even more joy to experience that show, that everyone is being given an opportunity based on their talent, not because of the way they look.
Right. So Ships in the Night was the first show that we saw. It was kind of a take on modern technology, modern life.
How we as society are always in our phones.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be Instagrammed and TikToked. And
it was a great show. And this is what we mean about don't bring your toxic masculinity, your homophobia to this, because the show starts off with a male in a suit jacket with no shirt and high heels. Mm-hmm. So you already know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So like I said, if that already is like, nope, I'm checked out of this might not be a cruise line for you.
But let me tell you, you're fucking missing an amazing show.
Yeah, that show was amazing.
Fucking show.
I loved it. What is the next thing?
The next show we are still on shows, right?
Yeah, we're still on
the next one we saw was Dual Reality, I think. Sure, we'll just go through it.
Sure, it's fine. Let's just go through them.
Dual Reality was like a take on Romeo and Juliet or a West Side Story, a love story, but brought to you in part by a group of acrobatics, people that can do silks, people that can do... I can't... Well, I was sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but I am so drawn into the show. So drawn into the show. These people were so talented. I felt the tension in the room where they were on this, it was a seesaw. Mm-hmm. They're jumping on a seesaw and doing backflips and acrobatics. The ship is fucking moving. I'm like looking at the top of the stage. I'm like, are you going to hit the fucking lights? It is a show. I don't think we can describe it.
No, like all of these shows, we will describe them to you, but you won't have a good understanding of it unless you see it.
You have to see the talent of these people.
Yeah, there was a lot of gymnastics. There was a lot of juggling, flipping, like multi-talent happening in this one show. And the whole time they're still telling you a story along with it, which I loved because I felt like every show we saw, besides the theatrics, there was also a story going on that you could follow.
Right. Yeah. So dual reality is your Romeo and Juliet, but with a twist of like gymnastics, acrobatics in the sky. And it's cool because the main lounge they use, which is called the Red Room, it's a versatile room. Like the first time we saw a show in there, it was set up like a regular theater. The second time, it was split. Like the former stage now became seating. And then the middle of the theater was now the stage, and then there was seating across from that. So the room was very versatile. Yes, Untitled Dance Show. I totally forgot that one. So dual reality, amazing show. If you go on Virgin Voyages, do not miss this one either. Yes. And then there's another one that we're going to tell you not to miss as well, and it's called the Untitled Dance Show.
Yeah, so this one, a lot of people on YouTube also could not describe. And also the description, and the show's name is Untitled Dance Show.
And they're showing videos and they couldn't describe it.
Right. So this is also a take on internet culture, memes, emojis. Like there's a lot going on during this show. And this show, you actually stand up to watch.
Yes.
There is a stage. The stage actually moves during the show. So this show has a lot of crowd interaction.
Yes. Like there's a main stage. There's 2 or 3 side stages.
Yes.
And the cast moves about the entire stage. And then at some point they're like, everybody move to the left. And it's kind of part of the show, but they're actually moving the entire fucking stage.
Yeah. The stage moves from one side to the middle to the other side. And audience participation happens throughout, but then towards the end, we all get to participate in the show.
Yeah, it becomes a big old dance.
It becomes a big dance party, and we do a couple of line dances. They play a couple of songs that everybody knows, and then before you know it, it goes back to the show. And it was so innovative. It was so cool. I've never been to a show like that. Even leaving that show, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm like, I wanted more of that.
The way that it ended, too, was also amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
they brought out a giant piñata and they broke the piñata at the end of the show.
Yes.
And it had like stickers and stuff that they were giving away to people. The dancers were always interacting, but at this point, they were out trying to teach us dances to try to dance with them.
Because there's a last dance at the end that they kind of try to teach you the moves too, so that you can do it too. But like that show was, once again, the same cast from Ships in the Night. Amazing.
You're going to hear that a lot. Amazing. NSA.
Never sleep alone. So we've heard about this show. Once again, this is an adults only cruise, so you can get away with a few shows that are a bit risque.
Right.
And this show is definitely one of the more risque shows.
But it's not what you think.
So if you arrive early, and you should make reservations for all of these activities.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. But when you get on board, you can book the shows that you want to go to, the time, the date. Some of them happen multiple times throughout the cruise. Some of them don't. So piece of advice, make sure that you book as soon as you get on board, because that's the only time you can book the shows.
Right.
The restaurants you can book beforehand, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. So Never Sleep Alone. Dr. Alex is one of the Happenings crew. We forgot to mention her. And she is the sexologist.
Love her. She was always walking around, her hair did, and her black sunglasses. But let me tell you a little bit on her when we talk about service. She was coming out of the spa. We were just in the elevator. And this shows you what their service is. She stopped. She found somebody. There were some people there that looked lost. And she immediately went to, "Hi, can I help you find something?" Like, that is the level of service we're talking about. Like, if you looked like you needed help, they were coming to you. There was no like, oh, I got to find somebody. Like, she was just leaving the spa. She was probably on her break.
Right.
She still made the point to help
helpful.
these people. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled program.
So if you manage to get to Never Sleep Alone early, once you walk into the manor, which is where this is held, which is typically the nightclub, but they do hold events there. So you'll be asked how adventurous you are on a scale of 1 to 10. We said 10. So
Manny said 10, and everybody was 10. Like, what?
So they will sit you around the stage and ask you if you're okay going up on stage. And, the show starts. There's singing happening with Dr. Alex. There's a live band. And they give you these masks to put on. If you've ever seen the movie...
It's like a masquerade.
Yeah, it's like a masquerade mask. I can't remember the name of the movie. With Tom Cruise and... whatever. Anyway, Eyes Wide Shut, that movie. So you get a mask and you can wear the mask, not wear the mask, whatever. At one point during the show, she asked everyone to put the mask on. But it's a very interactive show. It is very sex positive show. We don't want to spoil it because you are asked to turn your phones off during the show. No pictures, no video, no photography. Going into it, I was a little bit nervous, but I was here for the fun. Yeah. Because this is what this cruise is about. This is what Virgin is about. Being able to be who you are. Right. They are very much about that. Right. Gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever. They are about that life. And so watching this show, watching the people get on stage, your sister was one of the first people called on stage, which I thought was hilarious.
She's like, you're right there. I was like, oh shit, they're playing on my sister.
But she had an easy thing to answer. She had fun. She had a golden condom and was invited to the after party. Yes. That's where I don't want to spoil this show for anybody. No. But it is a very sex positive show. Yes. You will be asked to participate if you want to.
She was big on consent.
If you don't want to, there is a safe word. Yes. But no one used the safe word.
Nobody used the safe word.
No one used it the whole show. And I felt like we had a great time.
We did. And Never Sleep Alone, people have talked about, oh, it's an orgy. It is far from that. Like Sean said, it's sex positive. It was a good time. I got called up on stage. I'm still here. I was the only one still wearing the mask, so I realized when I went up on stage.
When you went on stage?
I did.
I think that was fine.
But it was so much fun. Me, as somebody who has anxiety, I'm surprised I put myself to do something like that. But
therapy tools, y'all. We're very proud of Manny.
100%. If the show's running when you go to it. It is phenomenal. If you're a little iffy jibby about sex, then don't go.
Yeah. Bottom line.
Go, just stay out of it.
But it is nothing. I feel like it is nothing that will push you too far out of your comfort zone.
I've seen worse thing on other cruise lines.
For real. For
like the Quest.
Real. All right, let's go to Scarlet Night.
Yes, Scarlet Night. The glorious Scarlet Night. It is an all-evening event aboard the ship. I would call it, if you're trying to look at a different previous cruise lines, it's like their ginormous deck party with a ginormous twist. There's a story behind it. It brings reference to the Scarlet Lady, right?
Yes.
Yes, Scarlet Lady. I don't want to spoil that. I feel like that should be something you get to experience when you go.
Yes.
The story of the Scarlet Lady and how Scarlet Night comes off. But everybody's encouraged to wear red. The entire ship turns red. They have like fish, blow up fish everywhere. There's a ginormous octopus.
There's tentacles everywhere.
And there's random like shows in the middle of the ship where they call it the roundabout. Mm-hmm. It's the dancers, the acrobatic folks from the other shows. They all come around and do mini presentations. You get to meet the Scarlet wait, what was she called?
The
Goddess.
The goddess.
You get to meet the goddess. She has her own show. She tells you about the story of Scarlet Knight. And it all concludes in a deck party. But it's not just any deck party. Like, the dancers are out there. They do the whole performances. It's not your typical line dances that all these other cruise lines do. It is trendy music and all that, but it leads into a ginormous pool party.
Yeah. Like, all the cast from Dual Reality is there. The normal dance cast is there.
The
Happenings cast is there. So everyone is around the pool. They do a couple of performances. The goddess sings. Mm-hmm. And then it's just, let's have a deck party. Let's have a pool party. The Happenings cast encouraged people to get in the pool and dance, which we didn't think we would do, but we did. It was just a vibe.
I know. One of the Happenings cast got me to take off my shoes, roll up my pants and in the water.
Jump in.
Because they have a part where it's just like feet water, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The water will be only ankle deep.
Right.
So it's not like, your whole body is in the pool.
I mean, some people jumped in the whole pool, but
right.
But yeah, I went in, and before I knew it, my sister was following me, and before I knew it, Sean was coming.
The vibe was there where like everyone was there to have a good time. The music was good. The vibe was right. People were just having a really good time.
Yes. So Scarlet Knight is amazing. They had a little photo booth set up. Most cruise lines charge you an arm and a leg for photos.
This photo was free.
It was free. It was a photo booth. They emailed you the photo, but it's branded. If you've been on our social, we posted it. It's a Scarlet Knight. It's branded and everything. It was an amazing time. Like, I usually skip deck parties on cruise lines because they're the same 6 line dances, and it just gets over. I mean, we did this when we got on. Why are we doing this another 6 times on the cruise ship? So if you go on a Virgin Voyages, do not miss Scarlet Knight. Bring something red, shirt, pants, whatever you want. Get into the fun. Like, that's something you really need to do on this cruise. You need to get into the fun. I can't describe Scarlet Knight either. It was just too much fun for me.
It's something you have to experience.
I was so excited. Like, I was like a little kid. Like, oh my God, Scarlet Knight. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go get in the pool now. Oh God.
I loved it.
It was great. So this pod will be a little bit longer. Just caution to you guys. We wanted to cover everything on it because there is a lot of interest in Virgin Voyages.
There is a lot of interest. Let's go to activities before we go to
Sure.
bingo. So activities. One of my concerns going onto Virgin was that I would be bored. Mm-hmm. Because those an adults only cruise, no kids around. I was worried about things to do because typically on Carnival, you have you have different spaces you can go to. They have different things going on during the day, trivia, blah, blah, blah.
You have your water slides, your roller coaster, your ping pong.
So Virgin does not have a water park. They don't have a ropes course or anything like that. They do have a social club where you can play. They have different board games, card games. They have air hockey. They have a whole arcade. All of this is free, by the way. Like, you don't have to pay anything. You can go in there at any point in time, play Mortal Kombat or play air hockey, whatever you want. And it's completely free. But they did have activities as well.
Yes.
And one of the ones that we did was dodgeball. We had a blast. They got to pick captains, and then the captains got to pick teammates. And like, it was fun.
Yeah, it was like adults experiencing their childhood again.
Basically that.
Yeah. And it was great because in things like that, usually the kids will take over the event.
Right.
But it was like, I'm like, yeah, dodgeball, this is cool. Like, we were into it. Like, it was so much fun.
And they also had other activities. There was a 90s boy bands dance class. Mm-hmm. There was what they call risky trivia. which is trivia the adult way. We didn't get to attend that.
No.
But I would like to try it the next time we go. Yes. Of course, they have karaoke. They also have the groupie, which is where you can do group karaoke in a private room, not in front of people. Just you, your friends, 2 microphones, and a TV.
Oh, that was probably the craziest hour.
It was. It was a lot of fun, though.
So I never knew singing karaoke in a private room was so much fun in my life.
It is. It is a blast.
It was so much. I wanted to go again. Like, I wish you could see me. I'm like smiling. Right. That's how much fun we.
So we were never bored. No. Like, there was always something to do or something to go to or a space to be in.
Like, we played a board game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the social club was full. Like, well, not full, but you would see people I saw people playing that game Hippo, whatever it's called. Hungry Hippo. Like, that's the kind of games that were there, but people were playing Shoots and Ladders, Candy Lane, like kid games that we probably grew up on, loved playing.
Right.
And adult, they were all in there playing it. And
yeah,
it's great.
And then they have your usual what is it? Humanity. Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
They had other adult games, Phase 10, like your regular card games, but they also had fun games. They had the shuffleboard thing in front of the social club. Yeah. Like, there was a ton of things to do. So I never felt bored.
Never felt bored.
So I was happy about that.
Yeah. Oh, the workout classes, which are normally charged events on cruise lines,
yes,
are absolutely free.
Yeah, you just have to book it.
Right. We booked the VHS 80s workout class,
which was a ton of fun.
Right. And if you're going to do that, get into it. Buy yourself some 80s gear. We posted a pic on our social if you haven't seen it. It was so much fun, and we actually got a good workout.
Yeah, I was sweating by the end of that.
I was too. I was like, holy crap. And the Happenings cast, Patrick and Sammy.
Yes.
Hosted that, and they did an awesome job. They made it fun, interactive, non-judgmental. Like, it was a lot of fun. Everybody was laughing in there.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. I would do it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we can go with Bingo with the Diva.
Yes, Bingo with the Diva. Yes, there is a resident on board drag queen.
Yes.
So that's where we say, leave your toxic masculinity at home.
I mean, it says Bingo with the Diva. I don't know what you expect. So we went to this. Carlos wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And we tagged
so
along.
Sweet. He bought us cards.
So sweet. He bought us cards so that we could play along.
I was really going for the show.
Same. We get in there, and the first thing you get is a musical number.
Yeah,
from the Diva.
She's actually singing. What song did she change?
Let's Hear It for the Boy. Instead, she changed it into Let's Hear It for My Balls.
Yeah.
The bingo balls.
The bingo balls.
Of course. Y'all. But yes, you get a drag show. She is walking through the crowd.
She's interacting with everyone.
She's
in these high boots, but crossing over chairs. Yes. And I'm like, please don't fall. But I'm like, you've been here doing this probably, so you're good. It was the best hour of bingo I have ever experienced.
Yeah, it is not your typical bingo for sure.
And she has a host with her, one of the Happenings cast.
Yeah.
Juanita was her. And they're both feeding off of each other. It was just a fun time. And I would go play bingo again.
Yes. So the diva's name is Titicaca. She was hilarious. If you were one number away, you had to stand up and say, Titty, I'm close. And if you won, if you had bingo, you had to say, yes, bingo.
Yeah.
And come down to the floor. But like, that was the most entertaining hour of bingo
I've ever seen in my life. I have never said, I want to play bingo again.
Literally everyone in there was having fun except this one guy who came with his wife.
He did not leave his toxic masculinity.
He did not leave his toxic masculinity at home, and he was not here for the drag queen. But she still managed to.
She got a little egg in there. I thought she was going to leave him alone. But.
Yes, but I applaud her for her bravery to be in that man's face. Me too,
because that was a big old man.
Like, everyone in here is smiling, and we have one frown. And she was literally in his face and pointed at him, and I was like, oh my God. But my God, it was an entertaining show.
It was amazing. And
we had a great time.
I just loved it. And this is what we talk about, inclusivity and just feeling at home and comfort aboard Virgin.
Yes.
There was a lot of other entertainment we didn't get to. There's a lot of spaces around the ship. There's seesaws, there's hammocks, there's all these cool chairs. There's like a boxing bags. You will not be bored on Virgin Voyages.
We're planning on doing a YouTube review, and we'll likely show some of those spaces in video form and give you kind of an insight on that. So look out for a video review also on YouTube.
Yeah. So we talked about booking restaurants, entertainment, the big hit items you will book on board. Restaurants opened up, I think it was like 60 days or something like that before the cruise. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing about Virgin is you could see the lineup of entertainment on the app. So we tried to plan our dining times around some of those shows.
Yes.
There were some modifications when we got on board, but that was fine. Everything worked out.
Yep. Yes, things can change while you're on board. So you want to make sure that you're checking the event lineup that day.
Right. But definitely get your dinner reservations in, especially if you like to eat at a specific time. You can always walk up to a restaurant, but it depends on availability, how many reservations they have that night or whatnot.
Typically, you get one reservation
on I think it's 5 days or less. You can get one reservation at whichever restaurant you'd like. On longer cruises, they'll let you duplicate a restaurant on board. The first restaurant we chose on the first night of the cruise was called Razzle Dazzle, which is more of a vegan, vegetarian-friendly restaurant. Is that a good descriptor?
Yeah.
They do have what they call the naughty side or something like that.
Yeah, there's a naughty section of the menu where you can get like meat, bacon,
so
other things.
If you want the real meat, it's there too.
Right.
No pun intended. I was blown away by the vegetarian dishes. I had the Impossible Burger, and I have never tasted such a good fake burger.
Yeah, Razzle Dazzle was
the business.
Delicious. Like, we ate there almost every morning.
Yeah, we went there for brunch.
One day when we went to the wake.
Yeah.
But we went there for brunch. We went there for dinner. Amazing restaurant.
Yeah, you didn't need reservations for brunch.
Yeah.
You show up.
Like you said, like, for it to be vegan food, vegetarian food, like, all of it was simply delicious.
Yeah.
I don't have a complaint about food on Virgin.
No. And we heard that as we looked everything up, but the food was amazing, and we can attest to it was amazing. But Razzle Dazzle is a great, it's more of a laid back restaurant, I would say, out of all the other ones. But it was delicious. They serve brunch every morning, and then they have dinner service as well. And it was just great. It was delicious. They had this amazing avocado toast in the morning with sriracha and lime. And I tried making it this morning because I missed it so much.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor. Go to Razzle Dazzle. Check it out. The food is amazing. Dessert, the milk and cookies. Amazing.
Oh, I forgot the dessert.
The churros were amazing.
Churros with the raspberry sauce.
Go to Razzle Dazzle.
Go to Razzle Dazzle.
You will not be disappointed.
On my birthday, because this was my birthday cruise, we went to Pink Agave, which is their upscale Latin cuisine restaurant. And my God, was it delicious.
Again, delicious. The guac.
Guac and chips.
amazing.
You can taste the freshness. I'm like, where do y'all get all these fucking avocados? Because I go to Publix and I can't buy anything. They're all hard. I can't make nothing with it.
It was so good. We ordered twice.
We did order twice. I got what the fuck did I get? I got the steak.
Yeah,
the churrasco. Churrasco, I think is what it was called. And the flavors, like they put cheese on it, which a lot of people was like, want cheese on steak and stuff, but it was
delicious.
Delicious. Fucking delicious. I ate every piece of it. What did you have?
I had the camarones.
Oh, yeah, the camarones.
And then I had the pork
belly.
Pork butt.
Pork butt. Sure. A piece of the pork.
Piece of pork. They also brought tortillas so I can make tacos.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, and then we ordered another thing of guac as well.
Yes. And you had the corn too?
Yes.
Oh, we had
corn together.
Corn cheese or something like that.
I don't know.
Which
everything was
popular.
Delicious. That's all I know.
Super delicious. Service phenomenal. Both at all the restaurants.
Razzle dazzle, amazing service. We got to know our server, the water guy. Like we got to know a lot of staff in Razzle dazzle.
I've never written down names on a cruise besides like the server and the house person.
Right.
But I found myself, we have a list of maybe 30 people in our phone.
Yes. And we found out the next day that we went to Razzle Dazzle that because every night they send you a survey on the app. And we mentioned some of the people that stood out to us, that were very nice to us. And the next day they was like, you're the one that wrote that nice survey about King.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, what?
Yeah. And then we found out from the housekeepers or I don't know what they call them on board.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's called something else, not housekeeping.
Stewards. We'll go with that.
Whatever. And she's like, yeah, we get the
feedback.
The feedback from everybody every night. I was like, oh damn.
That's crazy to us because usually we get a survey at the end of a cruise when we're already home. And, if there was any issues at that point, I mean, you can't really do anything about it besides complain about it in the survey. But I love the fact that if there was something wrong, you could have said it in the survey and they had the opportunity to rectify it.
Right. Change your experience or fix it.
But also, I love that the people that was serving us also got their flowers while we were still there.
Right. And I think she mentioned to us, our cabin steward, mentioned to us that helps with promotions and rewards on the staff level.
Right.
So it's amazing that, and not just amazing for them, but also that Virgin cares that much.
Yes.
To check in daily with you.
Right.
On what your experience is.
And you don't have to go in depth because they're like, it's a 5-second survey. Right. If you really just want to be like, because they use emojis. If you just want to hit the heart eyes emojis for all 3 things, they ask you, do you want to say more? You can just be like, no, I'm good, girl. But we went in depth because we felt like the people deserved it because that's how on top of service they were for us.
Absolutely. So the next one we went to was...
Oh, no, you ain't going to talk about Isaac?
I'm not going to do that on the podcast.
Okay. Never mind. If you go to Pink Agave, ask for Isaac.
From Brazil.
Fine. Go ahead.
I'm blushing. He brought me my dessert. He spelled my whole government name. Happy birthday.
God.
The third night we went to Extra Virgin, which is their Italian restaurant. And I got to tell you guys, I don't know if we mentioned this. This is all included in your cruise fare.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for any of this food.
Most cruise ships, the specialty dinings, you have to pay. You just go to the dining room. On Virgin, everything's included in this regard. Extra Virgin, again, the staff, just amazing. They know that menu back to front. If you are of any allergy, when you sit down, any allergies.
No matter what restaurant, what food place you go to, the first thing they're going to ask you, are there any allergies?
Yeah. And it's not like, oh, let me go ask the chef.
No, they know.
That server right there is like, I can make this. We can take this out. We'll cook it with this instead. Or they'll tell you, you can't eat that, but you can eat this, and you can eat this, and you can eat this, and you can eat that.
They are well trained.
Yeah. For those of you that maybe been following us, we've mentioned before, my sister has a dairy allergy. And my sister had no issues eating on board the ship. And it was phenomenal. Their Italian dish, I was just like, oh, sweet baby Jesus. Carbs late at night. But holy crap, it was good. What did we get? We got the beef carbonara. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It was so good. We did a terrible job taking pictures of food because
I didn't. I took a picture of almost everything.
I did a terrible job of taking pictures.
There were times when I was like, oh, I'm digging in this. I forgot to take a picture, but oh well.
It was so good. I
had the calamari and
the meatballs.
Yeah, the meatballs.
As an appetizer. Holy fuck, those were good.
Those were good. Those were delicious.
Oh, and the bread. The bread with like oil and vinegar. Oh.
Delicious. I can't listen.
Oh, and their dessert.
The dessert was very good. You got gelato.
Homemade gelato.
With your choice of toppings and then espresso poured on top of it.
Espresso shot on top. I didn't know what that was going to be like that.
But it was good.
I wanted more. I should have asked for more.
It was very good. All right, moving on to the next restaurant.
Gunbae, right?
Gunbae, yeah.
Gunbae is Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been to a Korean barbecue place, same concept, food cooked at the table. We were sat with two other individuals, so it is a 6 top. So if there's 4 of you, there's a chance you may be, or 2 of you.
With another couple.
Right. People we sat with were cool, first-time cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh, you're starting with Virgin. You can't go backwards. And I had my reservations about Korean barbecue because we had not such a great experience here on land with one. And my God.
Gunbae was delicious, y'all.
The beef,
the pork, the fried rice, the shrimp. Everything was good.
Well, I didn't have the shrimp, but everything was delicious. And again, the dairy allergy with my sister, everything she was able to eat.
You didn't have to, but they play a drinking game there. The alcohol is free for the drinking game.
So play.
And they have a couple of games actually, but we played the 369 game. Yeah. Where if it starts with a 3, or if it has a 3 in it, or a 6 in it, or a 9 in it, then you clap instead of saying the number. If you mess up, then you get eliminated and you have to take a shot. Right. And then you're out of the game. And then it just goes with the rest of the people that's in the game. So it came down to me and the one guy that we were sat with. And I won the game.
You did win the game.
I still took my shot, but I won the game.
That shit was 17% alcohol.
It was very strong.
And then, so we didn't drink the whole bottle. So she's like, anybody want more? And I was like,
we were like, sure. And she gave us the same.
We were all like, oh, crap. That was a bad idea. Because we all ordered drinks, too.
Yes. But it was a good time. And in Gunbae, they play hip-hop music.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I felt like it was I don't want to say an homage or a throwback to the Wu-Tang Clan, because the Wu-Tang is so involved in Asian culture. So I felt like they kind of just blended that together. So you will hear a lot of old school hip hop in Gunbae.
Yeah. And unlike most Korean barbecue places, you're not cooking it yourself. You have a chef that's cooking it for you.
Yeah.
At the table.
I love that.
And he knew the foods, and it was delicious. Great. I had my reservations and I left like, damn, I want to go back to Gunbae.
I should say that. Like every restaurant, like in Pink Agave, they play Latin music. Mm-hmm. In Gunbae, they play hip hop music. In Extra Virgin, I felt like it was like classical.
It was more jazzy.
Okay.
Jazzy, yeah. It wasn't like, and it's an Italian restaurant, but it was a modern, sleek. It wasn't throw up Italian, the reds, the whites.
Right. It wasn't any of that.
It was just a sleek Italian restaurant. They played like jazzy music and stuff. And Razzle Dazzle, more of a diner feel, upscale diner feel.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. And then where did we go then? Then we went to the Wake, which is Virgin's steak and seafood. Which I'm not a seafood guy. So for me, it was kind of eh. But I did have an amazing chicken there. It was delicious. What did you have?
I had the chicken.
Yeah, chicken.
I had the chicken and the twice baked potatoes.
Yeah. I had French fries.
Yes, you had French fries.
But the sides are to share amongst
it's
your
family
table.
style.
So, if you're with a group of people, you kind of decide different sides, and that way everybody gets to try a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Which is what we did. It wasn't my favorite restaurant, and it's mostly because I think they're known for their steak and seafood.
Yeah, if you think of a typical cruise ship, they have a steak house, and I feel like the Wake is the steakhouse of the Scarlet Lady.
Yeah. A beautiful restaurant.
It's beautiful. Another thing we should mention, every restaurant has a view of the ocean.
Yes. There wasn't a single restaurant without a view.
Yeah. And the Wake is called the Wake because you see the wake
of the ship.
Because it's in the back of the ship.
Yeah.
But it's very cool that every restaurant has a view of the ocean. And
we went there for brunch. I don't know if I was feeling adventurous and I got something that I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Egg in a hole.
Egg in a hole. I don't know what I thought that was going to be. My sister and I both got that. And we're like, what did we order? It wasn't terrible, but it was definitely a little outside of our box. But you said yours was delicious.
Yeah, I had the French toast.
And then Carlos had eggs and steak, I think. And he said it was good.
Yeah, the steak and eggs.
So definitely, they're one of two restaurants, Razzle Dazzle and the Wake do brunch and then dinner service. And that was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If I'm not going back with new people, I may skip the Wake.
Yeah, I would.
In the future.
I probably would.
Not because the food sucked, because the food was amazing.
Again, no complaints with food at any restaurant.
It was just like, it wasn't my style of food.
Right.
That was the only thing with the Wake. Wow, we're going real long.
Yeah, I guess we just gotta.
We have the pizza place. Every cruise ship has what's called the pizza place. This is a go in and order. It is not a formal restaurant, though they do consider a restaurant. There's tables inside. Mm-hmm. There's an outside seating area. The pizza, best pizza I've had at sea, hands down.
It was delicious. The first time we had a 3 cheese pizza.
Which is what they're mostly known for.
Yeah, delicious. And on our last night, we had pepperoni. Also delicious.
And when I tell you fresh and delicious.
Came out hot, ready, and it was delicious.
No skimpies on toppings.
They can also do a dairy-free version of the pizza too. So like
you can get it. You can get it to go. You can get it to eat there. They'll box it for you.
Deliver it to your room.
You can even get it delivered, which is funny because if you take it from Carnival or Royal, at least when we went, it's just on a plate. But if you're taking it back to your room, they'll be like, let me box that for you. Again, it's the little things.
The galley?
The galley. The galley is Virgin's answer to the Lido buffet.
Yeah.
Everybody knows there's a buffet in the cruise lines, which is usually the main place outside of the dining room where people get their food. But Virgin said, no, we're not doing that. And I always had my reservations about how that would be when we went or before we went. And let me tell you, it's the fucking best idea I've ever seen.
Yeah. So unlike a regular cruise line buffet, here you sit at a table. They have barcodes. You can scan. You can look at the menu, and a server will come over, take your order, and the food will be delivered to your table.
Yep.
And when I say
fresh.
The food will be delivered to your table, it is very fast. The food is very fresh. It is very hot. And it is very good.
You can see them cook.
Yeah, you can watch them cook.
So it's not like it's sitting somewhere in the back and they're just plating it. It is being cooked fresh for you.
Right.
And we didn't even scratch the surface
of the galley
because there's just too much goddamn food on this boat for 5 days. We need like a 7 or 8 day cruise.
Yeah.
They have a panini shop. They have a pastry shop. They have a burger grill, a taco, a sushi, a bento box, a noodle bar, Soup and salad. They have a American style diner
that is open 24 hours.
Yes, they serve breakfast there 24 hours for you.
So it's like a diner on land, but a diner at sea. So you can go there at any time and get food.
Yeah. And something we didn't mention is every crew member has a cell phone.
Yeah.
And that's how they put in your orders. Cell phone orders. If you order drinks, they tap you with
your
wristband with their phones, automatically charged. No receipts to sign, nothing.
It's super easy.
Galley, amazing. And I would skip in the future a restaurant just to experience the galley more.
Yeah, now that we've experienced all the restaurants and we know what ones are our favorites, I would 100% eat at the galley a bit more just to try more food.
Right.
And also in the galley, they have to-go boxes or to-grab boxes, which means that you can just walk up and grab something already pre-made. So they had like sushi or fruit boxes,
sandwiches, wraps, salads,
things that you didn't have to wait for. You can just walk up, grab a box, and go sit down and eat it.
They had those in the galley, and they also had those in the pizza restaurant. Where you can grab those, take them to your room, whatever. Again, they believe in sustainability. It's a plastic reusable box that you can use. Room service is also included. We didn't get to experience it. We've heard it's amazing, but it's also included.
Yes. Yeah. You can literally order a steak.
You can order a steak in room service, y'all, for free.
And not pay anything.
Not a fucking dime.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
You can also, this is just a plus, but on your tablet, there is, usually you have the choice of TV, news channels, weather channels, whatever. Here they give you BBC, Fox News, NBC News, and ESPN.
Yep.
And then you are able to order snacks. So you can order gummy bears, popcorn, pretzels.
That was cute.
Like if you just want a snack.
Yeah, in the social club, they have
popcorn.
Fresh popcorn you can get to for free.
Love it.
There's another place called the Dock House. We didn't get to it because, again, too much food.
Too much going on.
They serve Mediterranean small plates, salad, dips, and such. We'll probably try that next time we do go on a voyage with them.
Sick.
Most cruise lines have these free ice cream. And if you want like premium ice cream, you have to pay. Not on Virgin. Virgin has a full-scale ice cream shop called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. And they have an assorted amount of flavors.
Vegan. All of them are vegan.
Vegan. There's some sugar-free options.
Yes. There's the ones your sister can eat.
There are dairy-free ones.
Dairy-free ones. But I tried the key lime pie the first time, and it was delicious. I tried the strawberry milkshake, also delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't say enough good things about the food.
I know you guys are probably like, God, everything's good.
I mean, because it is.
It literally was. And there's like 7 flavors. You get in a cone. There's 3 different flavor cones.
Yeah.
Or you can get in a cup.
Or you can get in a cup. I love it. And you can, this is from like 10
I think it's 10 till like 10.
Yeah, till 10. So.
And they also in the galley, they have fresh made fruit pops.
Yes. Which we didn't get to try.
We didn't get to try those either.
So much food.
You can go on Virgin Voyages and not do anything but eat.
Right.
So restaurants, 10 out of 10.
10
Again. 10
we didn't try the Test Kitchen. That is another restaurant. It is more experimental foods. We weren't here for that.
I'm not here for that.
But
we've heard it's nice.
Yeah.
Some people have said, I'm glad I tried it, but I wouldn't try it again because it wasn't their type of food.
Right.
But again, it's up there, like in quality.
It's up there.
Don't really need to talk about ports besides Virgin's Beach Club and Bimini. If you see Bimini on your itinerary, don't book an excursion.
Yeah, don't book an excursion.
Just go to their beach club.
Just go to the beach club.
There's 2 ginormous pools. There's plenty of beach sitting areas, cabanas, umbrellas, all included. They do have paid cabanas, I believe. But bitch, you don't need to pay for nothing. Don't waste your money on a private cabana. The free shit was good enough for me, in my mind. The Happenings cast throw a pool party in the afternoon. There's a live DJ.
There's a floaty parade.
There's a floaty parade.
They throw a bunch of giant floaties,
flamingos, rainbows,
planes, cell phone. Like,
it was funny. It was cute.
it was so fun.
I think we posted on social too.
Yeah. And the DJ is pumping good music the
Yeah.
whole time. So,
And of course, it's run by Virgin. So if you wanted drinks or anything, you tap.
yep.
And
You
it's
don't
on-
even have to bring cash.
No
You just
cash.
tap. They also serve lunch.
Yes, we did not get to it, but my sisters and Carlos did. They said it was good.
Yeah.
So they do have a full island lunch for you.
It just go.
And it's not just burgers and hot dogs.
Right. No.
It was real, and it was plated and everything. so definitely do yourself a favor. Don't miss the beach club at Bimini. When you travel Virgin, if it's on your itinerary, don't book an excursion. Just go to the beach club.
Yes.
Free transportation to the beach club.
Yeah.
On a tram. So, what next? We're hour and 26 minutes. Sorry, y'all. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as we're enjoying telling you about it.
We'll just cover, at this point, debarkation, because since we're not going over the ports.
Okay.
So debarkation is when you're getting off the ship.
Right.
And usually on most cruise lines, you either do self-assist, which means that you will take your own bags off the ship. You have the option to leave your bags outside the door, and they will be waiting for you in the terminal when you get back. And usually you have to grab a tag with a number to put onto your suitcase. That's how you know what your group is
And what time
you'll get off. So with Virgin, once again, everything is done through the app. They send a message. You pick a debarkation time. Another great thing about Virgin leaving later means that you don't have to get off the ship as early.
Praise Jesus.
Usually on Carnival, because we travel them the most, you would get woken up
at 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. because the cruise director is on the speaker telling people not to come down yet because customs has to clear the ship and people are trying to get off the ship before it's their time. There was none of that. No. You simply pick a time. We picked 9:30 because you can technically you have to be off the ship by 10:30. But we wanted to leave at a reasonable time because we had to drive back. So we picked 9:30. So that let us sleep in a little bit, which we never get to do on debarkation. No. We had put our bags out the night before. We just had to go to guest services to get a tag. Sailor services, sorry. To get a tag for our bags. Had to put them out by 10. And that was it. We packed up. We put them out. We went out, had a good time. Came back to the room. They were gone. We woke up around 8:45, 9 the next day. Packed up the little stuff that we had. Went straight to the elevator. There was no rushing. There was no lines.
No trampling over bags.
None of that. We simply got on said elevator, pushed the floor that we needed to get off the ship. We got to the floor. We saw Katrina and Sammy, who are part of the Happenings cast.
Received us with smiles and thank you for sailing with us.
Have a good trip home.
Have a good trip. Tap that little tap.
And we off
we went down into the customs hall. Got our bags, no rush.
Another thing, usually when we get off Carnival, we're platinum on Carnival, so we typically can get off before other people. But we are typically ushered into a herd of people.
Yeah, all your people that wanted to carry their luggage off.
Right. So now you have people waiting in a line. You have people coming off of elevators with full ass suitcases, just joining the herd, and everybody trying to get off the ship.
Right.
There was none of that at Virgin.
No, none of it.
None of it. I was so shocked.
Yes. And they create a beautiful homecoming guide that explains everything for you in the app. Like there's no questions. No questions.
And if you have a question, you can simply chat with them right on the app.
Yeah, we had a question. We were in Bimini. Obviously in Bimini, they have their beach club. The Wi-Fi is connected with the ship.
Yes.
We had a chat with somebody in Sailor Services on the ship and we got our question answered.
They explained exactly what there was to do. And then later that day, we got the guide in the app. So we were a little early on it, but they had it covered.
Covered, y'all. If you want to get off at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning, you book that time. You can choose to take your bags off, or like Sean said, tag them. There's no separation of if you want to take your bags off, you have to go off first. None of that.
None of it.
It was so seamless, and I loved it. I left rested because on debarkation day on whatever cruise line that does not let you stay on late, 7 a.m. cruise director screaming in your room. And that's another thing. I know we're running late or long. There's no announcements in this entire cruise. You do not have somebody every hour talking, don't forget at 2 o'clock, there's a boat thing or blah, blah, blah. They are treating you like the adult that you are.
Right.
Follow along on your app. Make your plans on the app. There is no announcements. The cool thing on the elevators, when you get off on ports, it tells you what time you need to be back on and what to bring. Like their LED screens. Same thing on debarkation. Richard Branson's there, but telling you where to go. It was an amazing experience, and I want to go back. I'm not saying I'm ditching Carnival, but holy shit, how do you go back?
Like, yes, there are things on Carnival that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. Like some of the amenities on some of the ships, like the water park and the ropes course and the boat roller coaster. Like Virgin doesn't have those things. But the service, the community you feel with the crew, them getting to know you and you getting to know them and having a rapport with them, like seeing them at the bar or seeing them at one of the events they're hosting. They tell you, hey, find me at such and such event. Come through. Like, all of that made a complete difference in the experience that I had.
Right. And when they were out and about, even though they may be with their people, if they remembered you, they turn around and acknowledged you.
Yes.
On other cruise lines, maybe the cruise director.
Maybe.
If depending how they are. And that was just so meaningful. Like, you're on your break. You don't have to say hi to me. Right. And I wouldn't go up to you and disturb you.
You don't have to come over here and sit with us and chit chat with us for like 5 minutes. Right. You don't have to do that.
After the dodgeball game, they came
and
over
they did that. Yeah. Like they took the time to ask us questions.
At the pool party, they came and talked to us. Like, oh, are you going to come back to get glammed up?
Right. Like all of that made a difference in the experience. And it being adults only and treating us like adults, like this is your vacation. You handle it how you want to handle it. You don't have to have the interactions with the crew.
No.
They're still going to give you great service.
And they'll still acknowledge it.
And they'll still acknowledge you. But if you want to go a bit further and sit down with them and have an actual conversation, they'll have a conversation with you. Yeah. And later on during the voyage, if they're doing something, they might invite you to it, or who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. I feel like there's always surprises to be had. And if you take that time to get to know them, they'll take that time to get to know you. I just thought that made the vacation extra special to me.
100. Like, I don't know if any of them will hear this podcast, but a round of applause to every single person on board that ship, whether we saw you, didn't see you, whether you're in maintenance, and y'all have an operation that is beyond what I've ever experienced in cruising. And I don't think anybody besides maybe like very uppity luxury brands will match what Virgin Voyages currently has as a product out there.
I look forward to my next cruise on Virgin Voyages. I look forward to the brand growing more and more people getting to know them. I don't want them to change from what they are.
Yes, please don't change your identity.
Our sailing wasn't full. There was close to 1,000 people. The ship can hold about 2,500 people.
Which is little compared to how big that ship is.
Correct. But that was another great thing. Like, I never felt like any space was too crowded.
No, they do a good job spacing people out.
Yes.
with what's going on the ship. We didn't even tell you about live bands. There's live bands on it. There's a
lot. So maybe the things that we didn't cover here, we will cover in our YouTube review. But I will just say that I feel like I have become a Virgin loyalist at this point.
We are sailors.
Not to say that I wouldn't travel on Carnival again or try Norwegian or something, but the experience and the vibe of Virgin,
it was just a vibe of relaxation.
I can't tell you, y'all.
A vibe of inclusivity, a vibe of just be your authentic self. You're on vacation and create your own vacation.
In a place where they encourage it.
Right. It was amazing. And I'm ready to go back. Same. And we know there's a lot of people out there that had questions about Virgin, have been thinking about it, have been on the fence. We know this is a long pod, but we hope you got through it. And it helps you make that decision.
Yes.
And remember, when you're looking at that price point, you don't have to pay additional gratuities. You don't have to pay for Wi-Fi. All of your specialty restaurants are included.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
You cannot beat the price of this cruise for what you get on board.
And let me tell you, the Wi-Fi was not shitty.
It was not shitty. The free shit was good.
We had the free... Because we traveled on Carnival before, and if you had a status on another cruise line, like because we were platinum on Carnival, right now, if you tell Virgin, what status you are on another cruise line, they will match that status on their cruise line. Now, in order to keep that, you do have to travel twice. But for your first voyage, you will get all the perks that you would have if you were in their loyalist program.
Which is better than Carnival currently.
Which means that we got premium internet, which means that we could stream and we could do Spotify on top of the other things that we could do already. So when we first got there, the first couple of days, we were on just the free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And that was enough.
Yeah.
Everything worked. And later we went to Sailor Services and she showed us how to do the premium because we were in that category. We got YouTube. I could stream HBO Max and whatever. And the Wi-Fi was great.
Yeah. So like when you're looking at that price point, remember what you get.
Yeah.
You're getting what? 6 specialty restaurants, and the galley, the pizza. Do it. Do it. If you have questions, reach us out on social. We'll be happy to tell you more about it.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough. I want to see this brand succeed.
I do too. They deserve.
Yeah.
Like, do yourself a favor. If you were curious about Virgin, book it.
Book it.
That's all I can tell you. I can tell you to book it.
Book it, Dano.
You won't be disappointed.
All right, y'all. So this was a long podcast, but again, we wanted to get it out because we know we've had people reach out to us, our experience. We wanted to get it out there and make sure you're informed from our point of view. I would say we're pretty knowledgeable cruisers at this point, and we wanted to make sure we share that with all of you. So we'll be posting more on social as the weeks go on, so don't forget to follow us on that.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at Moss_podcast.
Or on our Twitter and TikTok, MAS_podcast 22.
You can also email us at mannyandsean@gmail.com, MANNYANDSHAWN.
And then our YouTube is youtube.com/the @ Moss podcast.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Whew, that was a lot to go. All right. And as always, don't forget to follow us on your favorite streaming platform to receive alerts when our new episodes are out. Easiest way to find us is typing MANNYANDSHAWN, Manny and Sean.
Yes, and don't forget to don't forget to write a review and rate us on your favorite platform because that helps our pod grow.
And as we love to say here on the Moss Podcast,
do something good for yourself.
Then do something good for someone else, like maybe booking yourself a Virgin Voyage.
Book yourself a Virgin Voyage, and then you get 60% off the second sailor.
Oh, yes.
And that is the deal that's currently going on.
And $600 of onboard
credit.
No.
Alcohol,
yeah.
Yes.
Y'all, we had $100 bar tab because of our membership. And it lasted like 3 days. So it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, girl. And I mean, because I bought the expensive drinks.
Sean bought expensive
Manny
drinks.
was buying the $9 margarita.
They were so good.
I mean, they were good. All the drinks were good.
All right, y'all. Thanks again. We'll be back to our craziness next week, but we really wanted to share this amazing experience with you. And we hope you will experience Virgin. And if you want to go with us, let us know. Maybe you can talk us into booking another one. You know?
No, we're going to book it, y'all.
We're going to book it, yeah.
So don't worry about that.
So book it, Dano. Book it, book it, book it, book it. Ahoy, sailors.
Ahoy, sailors.
Doo-doo-doo.
I love that pre-recorded thing. Anyway.
I love nobody screaming in my room.
These are all facts.
Even when the crew was doing a drill, it was a recorded, lovely voice.
Ooh, we didn't even talk about the rescue efforts.
Oh, girl, we can't.
YouTube review.
All right, y'all. we about to bounce. Thanks for joining us. And as always, thank you for the love and support. We hope if you're new here, you'll listen to our other episodes and you'll continue listening to us as we are currently in our season 2.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Ahoy, farewell, and feed and sing good night. Good night.